You are adrift. Not in the comforting, star-strewn velvet of the interstellar void, but in a sea of pure, annihilating light. Your instruments scream. Your hull groans like a dying leviathan. Outside your viewport is not the cold, cratered surface of Luna, nor the ochre deserts of Mars. Outside is a roiling, incandescent ocean of plasma. You didn't land on the moon. You didn't overshoot Mars. You have mistakenly landed on the sun. Forget everything you think you know about fire. Forget campfires, forges, even volcanoes. This is the primal forge of the universe itself. The heart of our solar system. A sphere of fusing hydrogen, 330,000 times the mass of Earth, crushing itself under its own gravity, by rashing light and heat so intense it defies comprehension. Landing here isn't just impossible, it's a cosmic joke with a punchline written in superheated plasma. Yet, here you are. How? The Icarus Prime. Humanity's boldest leap. Not towards the sun, but around it. A gravity assist maneuver, calculated to the nanosecond, slingshotting us towards the distant Oort cloud. Our shield, a marvel of nanolayered carbon composites and reflective ceramics, designed to withstand 1,500 degrees Celsius, the searing kiss of a close solar pass. The Parker Solar Probe danced within 4 million miles, kissed by 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. We aimed for 3 million. A calculated risk. But space is not empty. Not truly. A micrometeoroid swarm, undetected, insignificant dust motes on the grand scale. But traveling at relativistic speeds? Each grain hit like a hypervelocity bullet. Not enough to breach the hull, not directly. But the shield, the critical, beautiful, impossibly complex shield, sustained microfractures. Invisible. Insidious. The navigation computer, compensating for the minute drag, recalculated. A tiny error. A rounding fault in the unfathomable math of orbital mechanics. Instead of skimming the corona, our trajectory decayed. We fell. Not quickly at first. Gravity is patient, especially when its well is this deep. You feel it now, don't you? That subtle, inescapable pull growing stronger. Not like Earth's gentle embrace. This is the hand of a god, crushing you in its fist. At the sun's surface, the photosphere, a mere concept here where there is no solid ground, gravity is 28 times stronger than Earth's. Your body, if you were exposed, would weigh over 2 tons. Every bone would snap. Every organ would collapse. Your ship groans under the strain. And then, you hit the transition region. One moment, relative darkness of space. The next, an explosion of light so intense it bleaches your viewports, even through filters. You are plunging into the chromosphere. Here, the temperature, which was a mere 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit in the outer corona, spikes to nearly 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The air isn't air, it's plasma, a superheated soup of stripped electrons and atomic nuclei, thicker than water vapor but hotter than any furnace. It screams against the hull. Your shield? Those microfractures are glowing cherry red, then white hot. The carbon layers sublimate, turning directly from solid to vapor. Ceramics bubble and flow like lava. A breach. Not a whole breach yet, but the outer shield layer shatters. The searing plasma flood hits the secondary ablative layer. It holds, for now. But it's eroding. Fast. You see it on the thermal monitors, sections glowing white, then vanishing from the sensors entirely. Vaporized. Inside the ship, the heat is becoming palpable. The air recyclers whine, struggling against the thermal load seeping through the compromised layers. Sweat beads instantly on your brow, only to evaporate. The metal bulkheads are warm to the touch. Look outside. Forget the blinding light. Focus through the filters. You are flying through a storm unlike anything imaginable. Solar prominences, vast loops of plasma, larger than 100 Earths, arc overhead like rivers of fire against a black velvet sky that isn't there. They move with terrifying slowness and impossible speed simultaneously, governed by magnetic fields strong enough to tear atoms apart. Hear that? That's not thunder. That's the sound of magnetic reconnection. Gigantic magnetic field lines, twisted beyond endurance by the sun's differential rotation, snapping and reconnecting. Each snap releases the energy of 1 billion hydrogen bombs. A direct hit would vaporize us instantly. We are a gnat flying through a battlefield of titans. Deeper. The photosphere awaits. The surface. The light, it's everywhere. Solid. Pressing. Like swimming in molten gold. The temperature jumps again. 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit is the average here. But look down, if you can call it down. Granulation. The photosphere isn't smooth. It's a seething, bubbling cauldron. Each granule is a Texas-sized convection cell, hot plasma rising from the furnace below, cooling slightly, a mere 500 degrees Fahrenheit cooler, and sinking back down in dark lanes. It's like flying over a landscape of boiling, radiant mountains. The gravity, it's crushing. The ship's structure is compressing. Alarms you've never heard before are blaring, hull integrity failing, inertial compensators overloading. You are pressed into your crash couch with the weight of giants. Breathing is labor. And the radiation. Oh, the radiation. Not just the blinding visible light. Ultraviolet that would flash cook you. X-rays that shred DNA at the molecular level. Gamma rays piercing through layers of shielding like it's tissue paper. Your ship's Geiger counter is screaming, maxed out, useless. Every cell in your body, even shielded, is being bombarded, mutated, destroyed. Your vision swims. Nausea claws at your throat. This is death by 1,000 invisible cuts. A solar flare. Unpredictable. Unstoppable. A catastrophic release of magnetic energy from a sunspot region. A wave of radiation and high-energy particles slams into the Icarus Prime like a physical hammer. The lights die. Emergency power flickers on, casting long, grotesque shadows. Main power is gone. The last ablative shield evaporates. Hull breach. Deck 7. Emergency bulkhead slamming shut, too slow. Plasma, it's inside. Not fire. Plasma. Superheated, ionized gas. It flows like liquid lightning, vaporizing everything it touches, consoles, wiring, the emergency rations, the crew member who didn't make it to the bulkhead, gone. Not burned. Disintegrated. Reduced to constituent atoms in a microsecond. The scream, cut off instantly. The heat inside the ship is now unbearable. Your suit's cooling system is overwhelmed. Warning lights flash, critical temperature. The air shimmers. Plastic components melt and drip. Metal glows dull red. You're sinking deeper. Past the photosphere. Into the convective zone. Here, heat from the core rises through churning plasma, like water boiling in a pot the size of a star. The pressure, it's unimaginable. Millions of times Earth's atmospheric pressure. The ship, it's not just melting. It's compressing. Like a tin can in a hydraulic press. Walls buckle inward. Viewports, impossibly tough diamond composites, crack like ice, then flow like liquid glass. The light, it's fading. Not because it's getting darker, but because the plasma is becoming denser, almost opaque. You are entombed in a superheated, radioactive tomb of fusing hydrogen. This is no longer flight. This is a descent into hell's own foundry. The magnetic fields, they're alive. Twisting. Tearing. You feel them inside the ship. Metal objects fly from walls. Circuits fuse spontaneously. Compasses spin wildly. Your own thoughts feel scrambled, pulled apart by forces beyond comprehension. You know you won't reach the core. 15 million degrees Celsius. Pressures 340 billion times Earth's atmosphere. A place where matter exists in states we can only theorize about, plasma giving way to degenerate matter, where atomic nuclei are packed tighter than in a neutron star. The Icarus Prime will be crushed into a sphere no larger than a pebble long before that, its atoms stripped and scattered into the solar inferno. You are not landing. You are being consumed. Digested by a star. This is Commander Eris Thorn, of the Icarus Prime. Final transmission. Coordinates are wrong. Repeat, coordinates are WR. The sun is not a place. It is a process. A continuous, titanic explosion sustained by its own mass. Landing implies a surface. Safety. Control. There is none here. Only an ocean of fire, crushing gravity, annihilating radiation, and magnetic storms that dwarf any human concept of power. To mistakenly land on the sun isn't an accident. It's a rendezvous with the ultimate physical reality. A stark reminder that against the cosmic forces that govern our universe, we are fragile. Ephemeral. A spark extinguished in the heart of the furnace. The Icarus Prime is gone. Not destroyed. Not lost. Assimilated. Returned to the stellar forge from which all the elements of our bodies, our world, were born billions of years ago. Sleep well. And remember, look up at the sun tomorrow. Feel its warmth. But know the true face of the abyss that lies behind its nurturing light. It is beautiful. It is necessary. And it is utterly, terrifyingly merciless.